Hey guys, my name is Sid. Welcome to another vlog. Today I have the Galaxy Fold 2. Now this is one amazing device. I've had it for the last couple of days. It's not mine, it's my friend Don's. He let me borrow it for a couple of days just to do this review. So shout out to Don. I leave his Instagram in the description. He's an amazing photographer. Go check him out. Thank you, Don, for the phone. I was really curious about this phone, and now that I've had it for a couple of days, it has seriously impressed me. This is not going to be like a hardcore review of this phone. I'm not going to give you all the detailed specs and everything like that, but more like my review impressions of using this for the last couple of days, how it feels. And I'm also going to answer some of the questions that you guys had. So I put up a story on Instagram asking you what questions you guys had about the Galaxy Fold 2, so we'll get into that. If you haven't heard of it before, this is Samsung's folding phone. This is the second generation and it is some seriously impressive technology. Let's first get into the unboxing experience, which is absolutely amazing. I have this whole folding theme for the unboxing as well, but it's quite impressive. They do give you headphones in the box as well and a fast charger with this. Now let's talk about the physical aspects of this phone. So if your typical flagship phone is like a glass sandwich, this is pretty much like a glass club sandwich. As you can see, there's glass on the front, there's glass on the back, and in the center is a folding display, which has a glass coating on top of it. But under that, I think it's plastic. It feels like a mix between glass and plastic. I did get my hands on the previous generation Fold as well, and this feels better. It feels more like a real phone screen than that ever did. The phone looks pretty much like a normal phone from the front. It is a little bit narrow and there is a bit of a bezel on this side, but it is a proper OLED screen, always on OLED screen, so it looks really good, but it's just a little too narrow for my taste. On the back, you have wireless charging. You've got the triple camera setup. You've got ultra wide, wide, and the telephoto. On the side, you've got a fingerprint sensor and your volume rocker. On the top, you get your mic, and on both sides of the phone, you get stereo sound, as well as USB-C at the bottom. Design-wise, this thing is beautiful. You do have a selfie camera on the front over here, as well as when you open up the device, there's another selfie camera over here. On the inside, you get a 7.3-inch screen. This is pretty much like a tablet, and it is absolutely gorgeous for like consuming content, for watching videos, for doing multitasking. It is absolutely brilliant. On the side of the device, you get a hinge. Now this is a very impressive hinge. It feels solid. There's no visible seams or anything like that on the phone. And as you fold it, there's a little bit of resistance as you open it, which is nice. It doesn't feel floppy or feel like it's gonna be loose. You can open it in different increments. Like you can open it like that, open it like that, just as much as you want until it reaches its maximum point and then kind of snaps into place to be a perfect flat tablet. Now, as you fold it, at one point, you will feel the magnetic. It's such a satisfying feeling. Can you guys hear that? It sounds really satisfying. It's just fun to open and close this device. Never once did I feel like this is like a fragile piece of tech. It feels well built and solid. Also on the sides, you have this nice metal feeling rail. Overall, the device feels extremely premium, and it better because it costs $2,000. Now, the biggest question I got from Instagram about this device is durability. How strong does it feel? Now, it's not my phone, it's Don's phone, so I didn't really do any durability tests on it. And even if it was my phone, I don't think I'd be testing out the durability of it. At first glance, holding it, using it for a while, it doesn't feel like a flimsy device at all. It feels solid. Of course, if you drop it, it's probably going to get damaged, but I've opened and closed this thing maybe 200 times now, and it never feels like it's going to break on me or anything. But obviously this is going to be a more fragile device than your typical smartphone, just because of all the moving parts in it. The screen is a flexible screen, and if you take off the layer of protection on top of this, it's probably going to get damaged. So a couple of things to think about. It's not waterproof either, so in terms of durability, it's good but not amazing. your average smartphone would be a lot more durable than this. Now let's talk about the usability of this phone. Typically, as soon as you take it out, it's going to be folded up. You're going to see this screen in the front, and it does feel a little bit weird. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it because of how narrow it is. It's perfectly usable. You can use every single app on it. You can do web browsing on it, pretty much like a normal phone, just a little bit narrow. I feel like if they just push the screen all the way to the edge, it would be a better experience, just as, you know, having the phone closed. So I found that 80% of the time I would use the phone in tablet mode. Now when you open the phone, the screen looks amazing. I'm really impressed by what they can do with a flexible screen on this thing. The resolution is fantastic. It's 120 frames a second. Couple of things that are really amazing about tablet mode. Like, you watch YouTube on this thing, it looks amazing. The preview window in YouTube will fill out like half the screen. So as you scroll, you're getting like a full size thumbnail and a preview of every video as you scroll across. Web browsing on this thing is a full-fledged tablet experience, so that again is fantastic. So there are a few apps that are not optimized for this size of screen. So if you're looking at something like Instagram, it's going to have some black borders on the side, which is fine. It still looks bigger than your average phone, and the photos on this look amazing. But Instagram is known for not really supporting their Android stuff as much as their iOS stuff. Let's talk about pocketability. Like, when you put this in your pocket, because it's quite slender, quite easy to pocket. It's a little bit thick, but not that thick. If you had a bulky case on your phone, or maybe like a battery pack on your phone, that's what it feels like. Now, when you do close the device, there is a little bit of a gap. It's not very noticeable, but things can get in there. I hope for the future that Samsung can eliminate that gap. It will make it look a lot more sleek if it was just eliminated, but in day-to-day use you don't really notice it too much. It's not too bad to one-handed. You can easily hold it in one hand, and they've got some accessibility features where you can type with one hand. Performance on this thing is outstanding. It's got the Snapdragon 865 processor inside it, which is a beast. It's got 12 gigs of RAM. I mean, this is like the ultimate multitasking handheld device. I'll show you a couple of clips of me multitasking on this thing. In that clip, I have 4 apps open, but then later on, when I was testing out the phone, I had up to 9 apps open on this at the same time. After that, it starts putting them into memory, but 9 apps at the same time on this phone. It's not usable with 9 apps. Obviously, there's like too many windows on the screen. You can't really do much with 9 apps open on the screen. 2 app experience is amazing. The 3 app experience is not bad, but you could have 2 apps and a video player on the top quite comfortably on this thing and do some real work on this device. Another absolutely killer feature of this device is DeX, Samsung DeX. So what you can do is you can plug in a USB monitor directly into this device, and it gives you operating system that looks like a desktop operating system over here. And you can also go in and select this feature to use your phone as a touchscreen device, and then actually use this as a mouse cursor to navigate across your phone. Like, I do believe like this is something that we will be doing in the future. One device that does all our computing, but different form factors for, you know, productivity and things like that. So you can also connect your keyboard to this and actually use this as your computer if you like. If you're the kind of person who mostly uses like web-driven apps, this is a really good solution actually. Now the screen on the inside is phenomenal. Like, the blacks on this look amazing. It's also HDR, so I was watching some Netflix HDR content in this. It streams it at 4K and it's beautiful. The movie watching experience on this is simply outstanding. It does have the black bars at the top and the bottom, but still you get a much bigger image than you do on any other phone. Beyond that, the gaming experience on this is phenomenal. Like, I was playing PUBG on this with the Ultra HD texture pack and playing it at ultra resolution, and it works super smooth. Screen does 120 frames a second, and the whole OS experience is buttery smooth. Even in PUBG with the HDR on and the ultra texture pack, it looks like almost as good as like console gaming. Beyond that, Samsung has also implemented some features where you can use the phone in kind of like a tabletop mode. For example, the camera app will let you see your preview up here while you have all your camera controls down here. It's also got split screen functionality this way, where you can divide up the apps. You can save different app configurations for multitasking. It's a pretty full-fledged experience. Another area where this screen is amazing is when you're taking photographs. And speaking of which, let's check out some of the photographs on this thing. The triple camera setup on this is really nice. The pictures come out beautiful. The viewing experience while you're taking the pictures is amazing as well. You get a lot more real estate to view your picture as you take it. I still find that the iPhone takes a little better pictures. Maybe it's a personal preference. I think the colors on the Samsung look a little oversaturated, and I do feel like the iPhone does a little bit better in low light. The iPhone definitely has better video quality. Image quality on this is fantastic. It's an A-grade camera. Now this is live focus video mode. Means it's automatically blurring out the background even more than you would get optically. I think it's doing a pretty good job of giving that DSLR kind of look, and you can even see the dynamic range in this. Like, it's really bright behind me, but it's still keeping the details on my face pretty well. It's doing a good job, and I like the effect. It doesn't look too aggressive, which is good. Now this is an indoor shot with live focus. This is the same kind of shot without the live focus. So you can see it makes quite a big difference. It does make the video look a little bit more pro. The zoom is also usable. Up to 4x, I would say, is really good. Beyond that, you start losing a lot of detail. But yeah, it's really nice. So in conclusion, the Galaxy Fold 2 is an amazing phone. And I think it's even justified in its price point. The $2,000 price point is worth it because this is cutting edge technology, guys. Like, you don't see this kind of stuff anywhere else. Samsung is doing an amazing job with their hardware. It is a beautiful phone. It's got all the features, it's got the cameras, it's got the performance, and you've got this ultra cool folding display. I mean, anytime I took this out anywhere, people were like staring at it. Overall, I feel it's a really polished experience, but there are a few shortfalls, like the lack of app optimization for this screen size, the front screen not being all the way to the edge. I wish they did that for the next generation. Now, I'm sure that if Apple released something similar to this, it would be a super duper hit. You'd see a lot more people carrying phones like this. This form factor is the form factor of the future. Once these phones become thinner, lose their gaps, and become a lot more reasonable in terms of price, that's when you're going to see a lot more people carrying something like this, because it is a superior experience to any smartphone that I've used. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the Galaxy Fold. Good job, Samsung, for making such an amazing product. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold. And thank you, Dawn, once again for letting me borrow the phone for the review. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.